Hi, I'm Dan Smigbrad, founder of the We Get Around Network Forum. Today is Friday, June 1st, 2018, and we are at the 2018 Google Street View Summit in San Francisco. With me, Kirk.
Howdy, Kirk Stromberg, Product Management at Matterport.
At Matterport, and Kirk, all of our community, first of all, we're now immediately Google Street View photographers. We got Matterport, you can publish to Google Street View.
Trivial.
Okay, so now how do I make money? So this is a whole new experience. I've been shooting Matterport, I'm doing consumer Google Street View business. So what are the business hours?
Yeah. So we'll do a quick recap. So this time last year we announced the intent to do Street View publishing, and now that's live. And so one of the benefits, at least for Matterport, is you're shooting an entire space, and it's super trivial to publish to Street View. So first and foremost, the experience we wanted to make dead simple. So basically, once you've already captured the space, you've got your Matterport model. You just simply orient it on the map, make sure it looks like it lines up, and you hit publish, and you're done. So one part is just ease of use, but in terms of how do I make money on this, if I'm capturing spaces, lots of business owners want to be able to get a really nice experience so that people from afar can look in and say, okay, what's this restaurant about? What's this museum about? How do I experience the space? Something that's very similar to what we see with residential real estate, commercial real estate. It's all about how do I check this place out from afar. They also want to make sure that they can get as much distribution and exposure as possible. And so obviously Google Maps is fairly popular. And so we want to make sure it's really easy to get content that you've already captured with Matterport onto Google Maps. So you can go in and use a very similar pitch that you use with in residential commercial real estate. Here you can show high resolution imagery, you can get a full experience, you can customize that experience, and then it's also dead simple to get it into the likes of Google Maps. So you get as many eyeballs as you possibly can.
So is part of the use case to say we're going to shoot Matterport and we're going to use that on the client's website, and we're going to publish it to Google Street View, and we're going to use that for the reach that Google offers of eyeballs when we think about how we all search, either search Google or search Google Maps, that there's a lot of discovery going.
Yeah, exactly. So the pitch can be also business owner, if you want the highest resolution, like really nice custom experience, and you want that on your website, you've got that there. But if you want to reuse those assets, and for dead simple, get as much reach as possible, publish the Street View as well. Right? So you get kind of a virtuous circle. You can say, business site, I've got the best experience I possibly can have, but I've also got the instantaneous reach with Google Street View.
So, Kirk, most of the We Get Around Network Forum community are either Matterport photographers or thinking about buying a Matterport, and now all of a sudden, just magically are also instantly a Google Street View photographer. Are there certain categories that you think that a photographer should target to say what the top 3 categories for Matterport service provider?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. So in general, so outside of residential real estate, basically any business owner is looking for eyeballs, on maps. So if you go for restaurants, there's the public realm in terms of saying, okay, I've got destinations that I want to expose. But in terms of monetary side, any business owner that wants to get a better presentation on both their website and on maps is fair game. So and you can use the same tools, the same pitch that you've already been using, because it's literally kind of the same thing. You want to explain to the business owner what this is about, why this benefits them, how they can have this on their website, and so forth. I mean, I think it depends on the region, but in general, we haven't seen any particular segments that have been a problem, other than ones that want high security or privacy. And then those are more cases where people are scanning for their own personal purposes. They're not interested in wide distribution and exposure.
And are there special tools that marketing tools that Matterport has that offers MSPs specifically for Google Street View?
So not as much, and we'll check with Civil to see if there's something in the works with the marketing team. Not as much. We're still in kind of the early days here. So right now we're in beta still. We've been publishing to Street View. Some of the things we've been doing with partners like Leica to do the VLK 360 if you take scans there, those will also publish the street view. So if you have instances where you would want to actually capture much larger spaces than you typically would with a Matterport camera, you can also publish those. And the second angle is the 360 placement feature, which is also in beta fairly soon, within a few weeks. Those will also be able to publish to street view. So those are not marketing tools specifically to your question, but in terms of, well, right now we're focused on trying to expand the places you can capture, the types of captures you can do, and make sure that you can get that onto street view.
And so on the piece that's coming on the 360 photo spheres,
Right.
Would that let me go from inside the business to the Google Street View, to the Connect, walk from the business through the parking lot to where there's already a Google Street View?
Right, very common question. So within the Matterport model, the whole idea is to be able to say, so for instance, I scanned a little bit of this venue earlier this morning, and I took a 360 view out on the patio because it's got a great shot of the bridge.
Beautiful.
So I can place that. So in my Matterport space, I will be able to seamlessly go back and forth. And when I publish that to Street View, all of these will show up. Connecting the Street View, the blue line on the street, to an inside view is still Google's domain. My understanding of the rules are if you get close enough, they will auto-connect them. I know that's still spotty. So Matterport doesn't have an ability to influence that, other than we want to make sure it's really easy to capture the space.
So part of it is maybe not to promise the business owner that you'll be able
Yes.
to drive
Yeah.
on the street into the parking lot, right into the business, maybe under promise and maybe be able to over deliver. So you may get, at the moment, lucky, and when you're shooting those 360s outdoors, can you shoot one every 10 yards? Or, no, or you really do need to do every 5 feet.
So for within the Matterport space, it's unconstrained, so you could do whatever you wanted to. When you publish that to Street View, then the Street View rules in terms of what connectivity you have to have falls into place. So I think you're totally right. One thing that would be important for our users to do when they're going to the business owner is to recognize that, and tell them you can't control the start position, you can't control the shot that is tied to your business. That's really tied under Google's algorithms. So there are a few things that, if they're used to a Matterport space, doesn't necessarily play in the Google work, but then you could flip that and say, as a business owner, on your webpage, you can completely control that. So you're right, you have to make sure that you say, in your webpage, you control it. On Street View, you have a little bit less control.
Yeah, and I would say don't get caught up in the details. There's a lot of minutia that we're talking about here that can make your eyes, roll in the back of your head. So, think big picture. This is another opportunity to make money. You've been shooting Matterport, perhaps for residential. Now this really opens up the possibility of commercial in an even bigger way because of the reach of Google. It's just massive numbers. So, you got to be thinking about money, and I think that one category you talked about was perhaps restaurants.
So restaurants, business, any retail.
Retail business.
Anybody that wants to promote their place, widely searchable, right? The same rules apply. If you're shooting a house, you need reach. You need to get that reach out there. So you have certain tools that you would use. But when you talk about just general search and maps, it's literally everything's fair game. Any environment where somebody wants a public presence is fair game. So, and then especially when you go into shops that are they want traffic, they want people to come in, so retail, restaurants, things like that. Sometimes commercial real estate also would like that, sometimes not. So I would think if it's all about a business drawing people and eyeballs and they want to do the experience of your space, fair game.
Yeah, and so